Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Saptatam Janagarangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanjakalpatarubhyasya
Kripa
Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna
Chaitanya Prabhu
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Continue. Om Namo Bhagavate.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam.
Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nastaprayesva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prahlad Prabhu, kindly take over. We have done the Mangalacharan and we have done the initial shlokas for Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are on text 15 and our mentor for today is not feeling very well. So I apologize on his behalf profusely. But between all of us, we should be able to do text 15 for today. Prahlad Prabhu, take over. Prahlad Prabhu, are you talking? We can't hear you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, can you hear me? Hare Krishna.
I can hear Mataji. I can hear Mataji.
Okay. Maybe Prahlad Prabhu has a challenge. So today we are on text 15 and Kamal Panchal Prabhu is not feeling very well, so he will not be able to join us. But let us read the verse, the translation and purport, and then discuss. Okay.
Arya Govinda Das.
Okay, let's Arya Govindas Prabhuji, is it possible for you to read the text, please?
Yes, Mataji. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Verse 15. We're doing verse 15, right, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Rupam sa jagre matsyam chakshushodadi samplave navya aropya mahimayam apad vaivasvatam manum. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Prahlad Prabhu, do you want to continue? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare
So
Krishna.
probably we can read the shloka 3 times with different people reading the shloka because the purport is
Yeah.
small. So kindly
Yes.
let other devotees. I'm handing over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Avinash Prabhu. If
Hare
he is
Krishna.
not there, yes. Prabhu, would you mind reading the shloka and then we can repeat after you?
So you remind me 1-3,
1-5.
We are in.
1-3-5, yeah?
Yes. We are in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 15.
Sorry, I didn't have my Srimad Bhagavatam. I've got it now here. Okay. Rupam sajagrahe matsyam
Rupam sajagrahe matsyam
chakshushodadi samplave
Chushodadi samplave
chakshushodadi
navyaropya mahimayam
navyaropya mahimayam
apad vaishvashvatam manum.
apad vaivasvatam manum.
Haribol, thank you, Avinash Prabhu, for reading the shloka for us. Would anyone like to volunteer to read the shloka?
I can volunteer if no one.
Yes, Mataji.
Rupam sajagre matsyam.
Rupam sajagre matsyam
Chakshushodadi samplave.
chakshushodadi samplave
Naviya aropya mahimayam.
navyaropya mahiyam
Apadvaivashvatam manum.
apad vaivasvatam manum.
Haribol, thank you, Mataji, for reading the shloka for us. Would anyone else like to volunteer reading the shloka? And then we can repeat it to them.
I think people might not have the text with them. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Rupam so. I can't see Prabhupada. Glasses.
That's my mother. She wants to read the shloka.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Rupam sajagre matyasyam.
Rupam
Chakre
sajagrasyam.
matsyam
Chaksu sodadi sampalave.
chakshushodadi samplave
Naviyaropyamai mayam.
navyaropya
Mahimayam.
Apadvaisvasvatam mana.
apad vaishvavatam
Manum.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Now we can move on to the word-to-word translation. So I guess I can do the word-to-word translation, and then you all can repeat after me. Rupam,
Rupam,
form.
Om,
Saha,
Saha,
he.
He,
Jagre,
Jagre,
Unmute.
accepted.
accepted.
Matsyam,
Matsyam,
of a fish.
of a fish.
Chakshusha,
Chakshusha,
chakshusha.
Chakshusha.
Udadhi,
Udadhi,
water.
water.
Samplave,
Samplave,
inundation.
inundation.
Navi,
Navi,
on the boat.
on the boat.
Aropya,
Aropya,
keeping on.
keeping on.
Mahe,
Mahi,
the earth.
the earth.
Mayam,
Mayam,
drowned in.
drowned in.
Apat,
Apath,
protected.
protected.
Vaivashtvatam,
Vaivashvatam,
Vaivashvata.
Vaivashvata.
Manum, Manu, the father of man.
Manu, the father of man.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Avinash Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Are you able to read for us the translation?
Yes, I will do so. The translation. When there was complete inundation after the period of the Chakshusha Manu, and the whole world was deep within water, the Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vaivashvata Manu, keeping him up on a boat.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Avinash Prabhu, for reading for us the translation. Hare Krishna, Arya Govindas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Are you able to read for us the purport?
Sure, Prabhu. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. According to Sripada Sridhara Swami, the original commentator on the Bhagavatam, there is not always a devastation after a change of every Manu. And yet, this inundation after the period of Chakshusha Manu took place in order to show some wonders to Satyavrata. But Sri Jiva Goswami has given definite proofs from the authoritative scriptures like Vishnu Dharmottara, Markandeya Purana, Harivamsha, etc., that there is always a devastation after the end of each and every Manu. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti has also supported Sri Jiva Goswami, and he, Sri Chakravarti, has also quoted from Bhagavatamrita about this inundation after each Manu. Apart from this, the Lord, in order to show special favor to Satyavrata, a devotee of the Lord, in this particular period, incarnated himself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hare Govindas Prabhu, for reading for us the purport. Since today we do not have a mentor, we can reflect on this text that we have just read, as well as its translation and purport. So, would anyone like to reflect on what we have just read?
You get an idea.
Yes, Mataji.
Mute.
Hare Krishna, maybe I can start. So I have missed a few of the sessions before, so maybe there are some things that are new to me. So over here it says that the original commentator of the Srimad Bhagavatam is Shripada Sridhara Swami. And he said that there is not, so after each Manu, we have read before that after each Manu there is inundation period. But he said there is always a devastation after each Manu. And yet this inundation after the period of Chakshu Manu took place in order to show some wonders of Satyavrata. So there is a story over here of Satyavrata who was a devotee, and in order, Lord is very favorable to his devotees, and he appeared for Satyavrata in that yuga. And then somebody else can continue.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Are there any more reflections?
Hare Krishna. I don't know. I was just trying to suggest maybe I can play Prabhupada's lecture on this verse.
Yes, Prabhu, that would be an excellent idea. We have just got information that Prabhu is not feeling very well. That's why he didn't join us.
So I can play Prabhupada's. Let's see if you can listen. Let's see if you can get it.
Okay.
See, can you get it?
We have not yet, nothing is happening yet.
I'm playing it, but it's not here.
Mataji, you can share, you can give the right host rights to me. I can also play from my computer.
Yes,
I think
Prabhu,
it will, yeah.
it is, I've already given the host rights, so you can start.
Okay, just a minute, Mataji. I was also listening to this particular verse from the Srila, Prabhupada Vani.
Keep it mute.
You are able to hear, Mataji?
I'm not able to.
No problem. We can't hear.
Um,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you might be doing this already, but when sharing, there's a small square box that comes on the left hand side.
Can you hear? Because I've started sharing.
yes, I could hear, Mataji.
Okay, so is this the one that you wanted to share? I've just
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, same one, same Mataji, same.
Okay,
Hare
let
Krishna.
me start then.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय। रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। कपटी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। वेद भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to their Samad. All glories to their Samad. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 15. Rupam Sa Jagrihe Matsyam Chakshusha Udati Samplave Navi Aropya Mahi Mayam Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Rupam Sajagarhe Matsyam Rupam Sajagarhe Matsyam Chakshusho Dadi Samplave Chakshusho Dadi Samplave Navyaropya Mahimayam Navyaropya Mahimayam Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Rupam Sajagarhe Matsyam Rupam Sajagarhe Matsyam Chakshusho Dati Samplave Chakshusho Dati Samplave Navyaropya Mahimayam Navyaropya Mahimayam Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Rupam Sa Jagrihe Matsyam Rupam Sa Jagrihe Matsyam Chakshusho Dati Samplave Chakshusho Dati Samplave Navyaropya Mahimayam Navyaropya Mahimayam Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Rupam Sa Jagrihe Matsyam Chakshusho Dati Samplave Chakshusho Dati Samplave Navyaropya Mahimayam Navyaropya Mahimayam Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Rupam Sa Jagrihe Matsyam Chakshusho Dati Samplave Navyaropya Mahimayam Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Rupam Sa Jagrihe Matsyam Chakshusho Dati Samplave Navyaropya Mahimayam Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Rupam Sa Jagrihe Matsyam Chakshusho Dati Samplave Navyaropya Mahimayam Apad Vaivasvatam Manum Rupam Sa Jagrihe Matsyam Chakshusho Dati Samplave Maya. Apadvai Vashwatam Manu. Rupam Saja Matsam. Chakshusopradeshapade. Apadvai Vashwatam Manu.
Rupam,
Rupam
form,
form.
Saha,
Saha
he,
he.
Jagrihe,
Jagrihe
accepted,
accepted.
Matsyam,
Matsyam
of fish,
of fish.
Chakshusha,
Chakshusha
Chakshusha,
Chakshusha.
Udadhi,
Udadi
water,
water.
Samplave,
Samplave
inundation,
inundation.
Navi,
Navi
on the boat,
on the boat.
Aropya,
Arupya
keeping on,
keeping on.
Mohi,
Mahi
the earth,
the earth.
Mayam,
Maya
drowned in,
drowned in.
Apat,
Apart
protected,
protected.
Vaivasvatam,
Vaivasvatam
Vaivasvata,
Vaivasvatam.
Manum,
Manu
Manu, the father of man.
Manu the father of man.
Translation. When there was a complete inundation after the period of the Chakshusha Manu, and the whole world was deep within water, the Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vaivasvata Manu, keeping him up on a boat.
Here is history also. There is Vedic history. It's not that for 1,000 years or 2,000 years. No, not like that. One period, one millennium. Brahma's one day. That is millions and millions of years. So, just like there is night after day, day after night, similarly, the Brahma's day, Brahma's night, that is calculated. And one Brahma's day, you know, that is described in the Bhagavad Gita. Sahasra Juga Pajantam Arhajad Brahmano Vidu. So Brahma's one day means 1,000 times of the Jugas. The Jugas means the Satta Juga, Kali Juga, and Trita Juga, Dapur Juga, and Kali Juga. The Satta Juga's duration is about 1,800,000 of years. The next Trita Yuga's duration about 1,200,000 of years. And then Dapur Yuga, 800,000 of years, solar years. We are calculating the years, the time also relative. That is the latest theory of the scientists, law of relativity. My 100 years and Brahma's 100 years and an ant's 100 years, a germ's 100 years, they are not the same. Similarly, time calculation, if you go in the upper planetary system, that time calculation is different. Just like in modern age, the Sputnik age, they are flying Sputnik, the first Sputnik flight, they circumambulated this Earth 3 times in 1 hour and 25 minutes. And they saw that there is night and day. here in this planet, our night and day experience is 24 hours. But as soon as you leave this planet, you fly in a different speed. There is 3 times night and day in 1 hour and 25. So similarly, everyone lives 100 years, but that 100 years are all relative. An ant's 100 years, a man's 100 years is not the same. Similarly, a man's 100 years and a demigod's 100 years not the same. In different planetary systems, the time is. And similarly, if you go still up and up, the time is relative. So we are calculating our 3,000 years, 4,000 years in our system. That 3,000 and 4,000 years, as soon as you go a little up, it becomes 1 hour 25 minutes. So Brahma's one day is different. But it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, you know, who are reading Bhagavad. Sahasra Juga Parjantam Arahat Jat Brahmano Vidu. You try to understand, Brahma's one day equal to our 1,000 times of the Yugas. And the Yugas, as I've already explained, the Sattva Yuga, 1,800,000 of years. Treta Yuga, 1,200,000 of years. In the Sattva Yuga, people used to live for 100,000 of years. Valmiki Muni, he practiced yoga for 60,000 of years. So unless one has got 100,000 of years duration of life, how he could practice 60,000 of years? So we should understand everything is relative. This is called relative word, relativity, law of relativity. So Brahma's one day means 4,300,000 of years of our calculation. 4,300,000 of years. Little more. That is Brahma's one day. And in that one day, 4,300,000 of years, there are 14 manus changing. So these are described here, the manu, Chakusha manu, Vaivasyato. There are 14 manus. So the calculation is, in one day of Brahma, in 1 month of Brahma, there are about 5,000 manus. So this calculation is taken in the duration of Manu's life. The Bhagavad Gita says, Imam vivassati yogam praktaman aham abhayam manu ikha kavi pravid. Vivassan manobe praha manu ikha kavi pravid. So this is the parampara system. So here it is Vaivasata manu. What is text number? 15. Here it is Vaivasata manu. So this Vaivasata manu means at the present moment, the president of the sun planet is called Vivasya. His name is Vivasya. And because his son, Manu, Vivasyan Manobe Prahu, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken long, long ago by Krishna to the sun god Vibhushan. Vibhushan. They are trying to understand the historical dates. How you can understand the historical date? It is beyond your calculation. You cannot calculate even one Brahma's day. And in Brahma's one day there are 14 manus. So it is beyond your brain substance. You can have some idea. Now here it is said, Vaivasata Mano. Vaivasata Mano, and there are different manos. Just like first of all it is said Chakusha Mano. Similarly next it is said Vaivasata Mano. So this Vaivasata Mano is the son of sun god. There are two kinds of Kshatriya families within this planet. One coming from the moon and the other is coming from the sun. The first person, I mean the first father of this Kshatriya family from sun, his first son is Manu. And his name is Vaivasata, because he is the son of Vibhushan, therefore his father's name is also added. In India, the system is still that when a man will give you a name, the first name is his own name. The second name is his father's name. And the third name is his village name. So that by three names we'll understand that this man is the son of such and such gentleman and coming from such and such village. Complete name. Just like when we give our identification, we give our own name, our father's name and address. That is complete identification. So still not in everywhere, in almost all provinces of India, the system is still current, especially in Maharashtra province. Maharashtra province, they exactly will give you his own name, his father's name, and his village name. So here also, Vaivasata Manu. Vaivasata Manu means the son of the gentleman whose name is Vibhushan. He is the president of this solar world, of the sun planet. There is also president. You have got your president here. Why not in the sun planet? Why? How can you deny? With teeny knowledge that there is no life, there is no city, there is no simply go on smoking ganja and telling anything. But the fact is different. Fact is different. From common sense, we can understand that this is a planet made of 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and in ether. So this whole material world is made of these 5 elements. Somewhere, some portion is very prominent. Here, the earth is very prominent. Similarly, in the sun planet, the fire is very prominent. But there are 5 elements. Nothing is made, just like if you go to a fireplace, there the temperature is different. But the fireplace is made of these 5 elements. Earth, water, air, fire, ether. Nothing but. Therefore, if we study Bhagavad Gita very carefully, you understand everything. A little brain required. Just like we can just, when you go to the oven, fireplace, that fireplace, the stove, what is the stove? The stove is made of these five elements, earth, water, fire, air. But there the fire is very prominent, therefore you cannot touch it, you cannot go there. Similarly, sun, planet is not very wonderful thing. It is also made of the same ingredients as it is made here, this planet. Because the whole material world is made of these five elements. But there the fire element is very prominent. Therefore we are thinking how one can live there, how one can cook in the kitchen when the fire is so hot. It is possible. Just like you can see in the water. You cannot live in the water, but there are thousands and millions of living entities. They are very comfortably living. The same living entities you bring on the land, they cannot live. But you can live. So it is God's creation is like that. According to karma, there are different species of forms of life, but they have got all facilities to live. That is God's creation. Maya dakshina prakriti suyate sacharachana. The direction is there. That this living entity wanted a body to swim in the sea very jubilantly. So now he has got the body of a fish. So let him live very peacefully. That is God's mercy. You take very much pleasure with that sap, what is called, in the sea. Surfboard, yes. So if you increase your interest, how I shall be swimming and enjoy this sport whole day and night, then Krishna will give you the body of a fish. Yes. He's very kind. And he will very nicely live in the sea, always swimming, without any difficulty. Every life, as you increase your propensity for a certain type of activities, nature is ready immediately. Take this body while you are anxious. Take this body. Similarly, if you become anxious to have a body like Krishna, that is also ready. Now it is your choice. If you like, you take the body of a fish, or if you like, you take the body of Satchidananda Vigraha, eternal, blissful knowledge. So we are trying to give that body. Not a fish body, cat's body, dog's body, that we have experienced. Past life, we have got this life now to make decision, to make choice. What kind of body we are going to get next? That is intelligence. That is intelligence. Not that to give away with the waves of this time. Mayar vase jaccha vese khacha habulu. Bhaktivinoda Thakur therefore saying that don't be carried away by the waves of Maya. Now you have got intelligence. You try to understand that you are eternal servant of Krishna and do the needful. Then get out of these Maya's webs. This is Krishna consciousness movement. Giving the right information. That if you do not want to be carried away by the waves of this Maya material nature, then take to this consciousness so that at the time of your death you will change this body to Krishna planet, Krishna Goloka Vrindavan. Takta dihang punarjanmanaiti mameti. Krishna says, Krishna is not making lying propaganda. He has no business. He's giving you information that if you become Krishna conscious, Janma karma medibam, always thinking of Krishna, how he's acting, why he has come, why he has appeared, why he has given us the Bhagavad Gita, what lessons he is giving. In this way, if you simply try to understand Krishna, Janma karma medibam, jo janat in truth, not whimsically, not sentimentally. With sound philosophy, knowledge, argument, you try to understand Bhagavad Gita as it is. Then you get takta deham. Then after giving up this body, undoubtedly you go back to Krishna, go back to home, back to God. This is the proposition, Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, these changes are mono, changes are millennium, changes are devastation. In every manvantara, at the end of mono, there is another devastation. Prologue, Sangplave, Chaksuso Sangplave. After the span of life of Chaksusa Mano, there is another inundation. And then again, everything comes out gradually as the water dries. Just like you see the Pacific Ocean, it is drying. Of course, we shall not leave, but if 100 years after somebody comes here, you will see that the Los Angeles city has expanded and the Pacific Ocean has diminished. This is going on. In this way, one day there will be no Pacific Ocean. And therefore, without water, everyone will die. Simply sunshine, bright sunshine. So then again, as there is, after bright sunshine, there is cloud and rain. Similarly, again there will be rain. Then again there will be water, Sangplavi, inundation. And this is going on. Bhutta bhutta praliyate. This material world, the scientists, the rascal scientists, they are trying to save it. How to run on our motor car, how our grandchildren who are coming, how they will drive this motor car. They are thinking and trying to find out some energy, but the rascals do not know where they are going. He's thinking for the future grandchildren. What is the relationship with grandchildren? There are so many living entities, they are coming and going. Bhutya bhutya praliyate. So our relationship is just like sometimes there is wind and some straws gathered together. And as soon as the wind is finished, the straws are again strewn again. So this gathering, this father, mother, son, children, grandchildren, it is like that. By nature's blast, we gather together again, finished. So where is your grandchildren? Where is your grandfather? Prakite kiramanani gunai karmani sarvasa ahankara vimburatma tattaham iti mannate. There, by the freaks of nature, by the arrangement of nature, they are gathering together. So-called nation, so-called family, so-called society. Again, by freaks of nature, they are thrown here and there. Sometimes somebody is going to be cat, sometimes is going to be dog. So if your grandchild, grandson is going to be a cat and dog, how he is coming to drive your motor car? But these rascals, they do not know. They are trying to make provision how my grandchildren will drive car. The petrol will be finished and what other energy we shall make in store so that my grandchildren will come and very comfortably drive it. This is called Maya Mohita. Maya Mohita jivere sata Krishna nahi gyan. Otae Krishna korila Veda Purana. That is stated in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are so much engrossed by the influence of Maya that we are trying to do so many things, but our only business is how to forget Krishna. That's it. Our real business is how we can kill Krishna, there is no God, how we can forget Krishna, and we are very busy in finding out petroleum energy. This is our business. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Anadi Bahimokji, Shata Krishna nahi gaya. We are so much foolish, influenced by the illusory energy, that by automatically we cannot understand Krishna because we are influenced. Therefore, this propaganda required. Not that automatically they will come to Krishna consciousness. There is need of spreading, unless if you want to save, if you are actually benevolent to your countrymen, to your society, to the human society, you must preach this Krishna consciousness movement. Otherwise, they are going away, they are carried away by the influence of Maya. That is. Therefore, the most welfare activities, the most valuable welfare activities is to spread this Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Otherwise, they are being carried away by Maya. Anadi bohinmo jeever shatakre ataye Krishna korila Veda Purana. Now we have to accept knowledge from Veda, Vedic knowledge, not this rascal's knowledge. Rascal knowledge is that, yes, as soon as he comes to the imperfect point, yes, we are trying, What is this trying? Trying means that your knowledge is imperfect. And another rascal will come, he will say, now here is the perfect, and 10 years after another rascal will come, no, this is not perfect, this is perfect, this is good. This is called scientific advancement. This is advancement means, but we don't change our Vedic knowledge. We do not say, Krishna 5,000 years ago said like this, now we are advanced. We change this line. Of course, others are doing. In the scriptures, just like the Christians, they are changing the words. But you cannot do that. Then where is the authority? If you change the word of the scripture, then where is the authority of the scripture? Just like in law books, there is some law made already. Whimsically, you cannot erase the words and put something that it should be changed like this. That will not be accepted. Law, if there is change, actually there is no change. There cannot be change. Real law means there is no change. Just like day and night. It is coming. The fortnight, the dark period and the light period. It is coming from millions and millions and time immemorial. The same law is going on. You cannot change. So as soon as you change, that means it is imperfect. You change. So Vedic laws are not like that. You cannot change. 5,000 years ago, Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja. You give up all other religious principles, simply surrender unto me. We are preaching the same thing. No change. No change. There is no possibility of change. Then how is Krishna is authority? So change means imperfect knowledge. It is very change. And perfect knowledge, you will find that one who is very experienced medical practitioner, he gives you a prescription and you visit him again and again, he gives you the same prescription unless you are cured. His prescription is so nice that he doesn't change. But a non-experienced physician, every time you go, you change the prescription. But actually those who are experienced, he knows this is the disease and ultimately this medicine will cure. So let him repeat that medicine. So how is that? Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama iva kevala. We repeat only. We don't change. Now Hare Rama is not curing. So let me add, instead of Hare Krishna, John Krishna, if I may. No. No John Krishna. That same Hare Krishna must be repeated. and you'll be cured. So change means imperfect knowledge. No change means that is perfect. So we follow that no change policy. No, not that because I think I have become now advanced, I change this to that. That means I'm not advanced. My knowledge is imperfect, therefore I am changed. So this verse, the appearance of Vaivasvatamano is described. So Vaivasvatamano is incarnation of God. Swayambhuva Mano, Vaivasvata Mano. As I told you, there are 14 manos within the day. Now, out of that 14 manos, this is the 7th mano that is going on. This Vaivasvata Mano is the 7th mano. So, another 7 mano, when they will be finished, this one day of Brahma will be finished. And there will be another devastation. This is the law of nature. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Are there any comments? Prahlad Prabhu?
Actually, it was a very elaborated class. So nothing gets better than the source itself.
Yes, I think so. I think so too. I was really captivated. We have heard this before, but coming from Prabhupada's Vani, I think this was really mesmerizing. Thank you very much, Avinash Prabhuji and Arya Govindas, for suggesting this. Prabhuji, we are really indebted to you. I think we don't have
Yes.
much time.
It was
Yes,
quite
Mataji.
powerful, actually. Very
Yeah.
If there are
Hare Krishna. Ji.
there are questions, we can take them tomorrow or probably today because we have mentors like Arya Govindas, we have Avinash Prabhuji, so they can help us with our questions.
I just want to thank the Prabhujis for suggesting this. For me, this was an eye-opener because after work, I listened to lots of senior devotees and I hardly get any time to actually listen to Prabhupada's classes and his teachings. So I think this has now encouraged me to try and listen to Prabhupada more. So thank you very much, Prabhujis, for suggesting this. So I have a very quick question. So I came across, so Prabhupada talked about a day of Brahma. Is the day the same meaning as divas? Is that the same meaning?
Yes.
Okay, okay. No, thank you very much because I understand now better. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Panchali, for that comment and question. Even so when I started listening to Prabhupada's lectures first, I could not even understand him at all. I just couldn't understand him. I could not resonate with him at that level. But after a long time today, after listening, I could understand each and every word. I know there was the English text, but I was not concentrating on the English text. I was trying to hear him and I could understand it. So thank you very much for suggesting this, because now even I will be encouraged to listen to Srila Prabhupada. So this was excellent. And I think when we don't have our mentors, this can be one of the things that we can do. I think this
Yes,
is a brilliant
Mataji.
plan.
That's Well, last time when me and only Soni Mataji were there, even I was trying to look for that particular verse, but I couldn't find that a lecture of Srila Prabhupada on that verse that day immediately. Otherwise, I also thought that we should better listen to Prabhupada when there is no one. And I joined today very late, I think after 20-30 minutes, because I was attending another class of Rukma Prabhu on our Nairobi group. And I never knew that we are playing Prabhupada's class. Otherwise, I would have switched here. Okay, but it was really pleasure.
Unfortunately, Kamal Panchal Prabhuji is not feeling very well. He just sent a message.
Oh,
So that is why. And I had already sent the messages to everybody. So sorry about, but we got something, we got the original source as well. So I'm
yes.
really grateful. Thank you everybody for joining. Prahlad Prabhu, take over kindly.
Haribol, are there any more comments or questions that can be taken tomorrow by our mentor?
You can close the session, Prabhu.
Yeah, since there are no any comments or questions, I believe we can end the session here. So I would first like to thank all the devotees assembled here for joining this Zoom program. I understand it was a bit disappointing that we didn't have a mentor, but at least we managed to get some source material today. So at least one good came out of it. So I'd like to thank all of you for joining this session, as well as Arya Govinda Das Prabhu and Avinash Prabhu for suggesting the Srila Prabhupada class, which was very descriptive. So I would like to kindly request all the devotees assembled to please unmute yourselves and let's chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra once.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha,
Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha,
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki Jai.
Jai. ISKCON Eldoret ki
Jai.
Jai Gaur Pramanande.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Mataji. There's one request. Tomorrow is my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Samaraj Vyasa Puja. And there is a book being released from Satyaraj Dasa Prabhu. The book name is Milkwake to Mayapur. His journey from Milkwake to Mayapur. And then it is available, it will be available on Amazon tomorrow. So I request all of you to spread this news and then buy the book. So in Mayapur, it's being released tomorrow on his Vyasa Puja tomorrow. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji and Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.